So let's have a machine which needs to be operated at this frequency, which is the which happens to be the natural frequency of that machine. So if we are going to vibrate that machine at at the natural frequency, we are going to have a very huge amplitudes of oscillation because it's the natural frequency oscillation. So that's the problem for us. So now we want to design some absorber of that vibration, that is the natural frequency vibration, such that absorber is going to take away all the vibrations, and my main mass or the main machine, which is being applied some force, but that force is not going to let the machine vibrate because of the absorber. So we want to operate at that frequency, resonance frequency, but the problem was of resonance. Now we are going to design such that at the desired frequency, that is the natural frequency of operation, the vibration of the machine is zero. The machine is the main mass, that is the mass which is being given that force. And the second mass is now referred as the vibration absorber mass or the secondary mass. So let's come over here. So we have seen this chart. Omega 1 is the first natural frequency, omega 2 is the second natural frequency. And the main point of use for us is that there is a point where the amplitude of vibration is zero for the first mass. So the dark line or the continuous line is for the vibration of first mass. The discontinuous line is for the vibration of second mass. And that is between omega by omega 1 is equal to 1 and 2. That is in between these two values. And actually we'll figure out that omega over here is equal to k1 by square root of k1 by m1. That is the natural frequency of the first mass when it was not combined. So when the mass was separate, we know that that is the natural frequency of the system or of the or the main mass or the machine. And then in the procedure over here, we'll also figure out that this is the same frequency, that is equal to square root of k2 by m2. That is the natural frequency of the second mass alone. So vibration absorber is, we are putting some additional mass and spring to single degree of freedom system, that is the my main machine, such that the added mass act as the absorber and the main mass is having zero amplitude. So our objective will be to figure out the values of that mass and stiffness of that added absorber. So we want to derive some relation between the original and the added system parameters, so that we know the values of what the system or the added system parameters should be. So this is how the representation should be, and this machine is operating at its natural frequency. So this is how it looks, the dynamic vibration absorber. So this was my main machine. There are two springs, k1 by 2 and k1 by 2. So they are in parallel, and we have added a vibration absorber, that is m2 mass and k2 stiffness spring. So now the external force on machine which is applied is F1, which is F naught sine omega t. And we'll assume some values of x1 and x2 to write the equation of motion. So we have written the equation of motion where you must remember this is the relative displacement, because the spring is having a connection to both m1 and m2. So over there we need to take relative displacement. M2 is only having the inertia and the spring force. So we have written the equation of motion. Now we can convert that, substitute the normal mode condition, which is the assumed solution for us right now, and we will substitute that back, get the equation in terms of ax is equal to lambda bx, that is the matrix form. So in the matrix form, we'll invert that matrix, take the coefficient matrix, that is the impedance matrix in the front. So that's the procedure. We'll take the A or the coefficient matrix, invert it, and get the values of x and x1 and x2, or the mass matrix, the displacement matrix. So I have got the values of that displacement x1. This was the impedance matrix, just for your reference. So this is the impedance matrix. Just we need to invert it and get the values of x1 and x2 directly. So they are just very simple. You must remember that in the denominator we'll always have that the determinant of that this coefficient matrix, which is not going to be zero right now. In both where in the denominator, we'll have the determinant values. So I've got the values of x1 and x2. Now my aim is that the machine should not vibrate when we are operating at omega is equal to operating frequency is the natural frequency of the first machine or the main mass. So I want x1 is equal to 0. That means I'm going to put this x1 is equal to 0. In the numerator, the values is going to be 0. So my operating frequency is equal to square root of k2 by m2. So that's what the initial condition or initially I was mentioning. So my operating frequency of the system should match the resonance frequency of absorber alone. So before absorber was added, we know that the natural frequency omega 1 was equal to square root of k1 by m1. And after adding absorber, this is the condition we have achieved. So k2 is equal to m2 by omega square, and omega square value is this k2 by m2 or k1 by m1. So we can just substitute back the values of omega in my function and get the values of x2. So we have got the relation of x2 in terms of F naught, that is the external force and stiffness. And what is our aim is, we can choose the values of x2 as per the system, and based on x2 we can find the value of k2, and we know that what the force is needed. So we are given the force, we choose x2, find the value of k2, and that's all. We have designed our vibration absorber.